Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to our third qualifying match in Highway to the Zemus Zone number 4. We have roughly 70 participants tonight, and on your screen, you've got 4 of them: Direwolf, Locke, Nitzy, and Zoe Vermilion. We have Solaris here handling the restream, Elias taking care of the tracking. I'm Huffin, joined on the mic by Bad Karma. Bad Karma, how's it going?
I'm doing all right. It's going well. We got excellent racers in front of us. We have an excellent event going on. And look at these objectives. We have our standard 3, beating Wyvern, doing the Cave Bahamut, also known as Cave Value, forging the Legend Sword with the Adamant from Kakol. Now we've also got another boss hunt with the Pale Dam, and we have the Queen of the Town of Monsters, which in case someone's not on, so you're really only doing that one for an objective.
Yeah, you very well could be doing that for 2 objectives, though. As you mentioned, we have 2 different boss hunts that we're going for. Wyvern or Pale Dim in that spot, though, you'd be a little hesitant, but that would just make it all the more necessary, really. And this Rosa started these qualifiers. We are doing Sea Hero with our starting character, so that Rosa is going to be very important beyond just being a really good white mage.
Yeah, a Rosa start is huge, especially if you can maybe do some of the higher end loot checks, the Castle Eblins, Watery Pass, with the Heroine Robe as a tier 5 item. That would be a huge pickup for any of our runners to find. That's going to set a lot of agility things for the early game, and Rosa will take care of just about everything for you. And then we're still going to be on the lookout for that curse ring, but it's always great to have a white mage.
Yeah, that curse ring and really all sorts of agility manipulating gear is going to be very valuable. But fortunately, Rosa, she has access to a decent amount of it. That Heroine Robe, that curse ring, Ninja Hat would work, Artemis Bow would work. You have a few options. Most of them will make her faster, not slower, but you have options.
Yeah, and with that Queen of Town of Monsters spot, that's one of the fastest spots in the game. So manipulating agility, if that's going to be a double required spot, whether it's one of our required bosses or the D-Mist, is going to be really huge for our runners to figure out. I'll be really interested to see what's down there and how they're going to tackle that.
Yep, and we will be able to see that in just a moment. This race, we did start at the top of the hour. We have the delay on to keep everything nicely lined up, so I believe our runners will be starting in just a second or two.
Yeah, if I'm a runner and I'm seeing this Rosa start, I definitely want to see like a Sid, a Kane, to really pair well with this Rosa. I wouldn't hate a Tella, as we all know. That would be great. But Rosa doesn't have a lot of starting power, so she's gonna need some gear to get going early on.
Absolutely, this is a case where you want that starting kick, and that Heroine Robe that we're talking about. Generally, a lot of the stuff that makes Rosa really powerful as a fighter, that's going to come much later on. And so we start off with a Palom, not exactly the physical bruiser, but
Yeah, I like the Palom start though. You go up Hobbs, get that third character, and Palom's already got level 2 spells. But what's really interesting is this Pinktail start. We get a hook, and now we're looking at a tier 7, possibly tier 8 item in our inventory.
Yep, no adamant armor, of course, but there's plenty of very good things very high up in that tier list.
Yeah, if we find that early hook, that could be an Artemis Bow that can get pulled out of there. A Holy Sword for Cecil if he's in the seed. Although, if we probably pull one of those, Cecil not confirmed.
Cecil's not going to be in the seed.
That's right.
But we are going to see Locke immediately dipping into Baron, checking out what's going on. Nitzy heading up to Damsian, as is Direwolf from the looks of it. No, Direwolf going to the Watery Pass. Zoe Vermilion, though, heading over to Castle Eblin.
I like the Castle Eblin play. There's 3 trap chests in there, but it is not a huge time sink to go in, look for the loot, find the trap chests, reset out of them, unless you find something, that maybe you could tackle it, like roll a Grimoire or something. I like the Castle Eblin play, especially with the Rosa start trying to find a Heroine Robe.
Yeah, he's already had to reset once from one of those trap chests. But with everyone going in the same direction, I can't really keep track of what all the loot that people are finding has been.
Yeah, so far I haven't seen anything of note. I've seen an Ice Claw, Black Sword. There's a Drain Sword from Lockheed. That's pretty good. So, I mean, there is a little bit of things here. Nothing jumps out as game-changing yet. Looks like we're going to get Direwolf heading down to Antlion.
Yep, going for our first boss location. We did see that Elven Bow in Damsian. That is a straight upgrade for Rosa, so if you're stuck having to have her do some archery for a while, well, that's a good thing to have kicking around. And that Black Belt robe that Zoe Vermilion just found will be good once we get some manner of physical fighter.
Ooh, there's some laughter in the waterfall. Anybody rooting for a Rude Golbez, you are going to be disappointed today. We're not going to be going back to waterfall.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, Black Belt and an Elven Bow, you're set for Overworld, though. If Zoe decides to loot that Damsian basement to find that Elven Bow, the V is going to be set.
Yeah, we're also seeing a nice array of axes, depending on who is up here on Mount Hobbs. Looks like Nitsi is about to discover that information. Those are pretty versatile with the physical fighters as well.
Yeah, and this is really interesting. Ooh, there, Direwolf just pulled a Dancing Dagger. That is going to be really
very
big.
Nice. Yeah, that is good straight up damage, and that is a weapon you can use as an item to do a little knife spell, which I guess is a thing you can cast, but is very helpful to cast. And there's a
Wyvern.
And a Wyvern.
And also to note, V found another Elven Bow in Castle Evelyn, so doesn't even have to loot the Damsian. So V is heading right for that Wyvern. Wow, we got Plague on Direwolf in the bottom of Antlion.
Great thing to find when both of your party members are wielding bows.
Yeah, we'll see if our runners can get through this Wyvern. This is kind of a tough spot. There's about 15 to 100 I think HP here you got to chew through.
For one, there's the HP. For two, it did powder, which you never see that. But among its effects is blinding everybody. So your physical attacks are just not going to connect.
Yep, but Locke haven't found that Black Sword. Cecil's going to be hitting a lot harder for the party for what they can hit. Rosa being in the middle, so V, Zoe put Bear's Rosa up in the top slot so that V can use the aim command. Having that in the middle slot is actually detriment when you're doing that. Yep,
that actually causes a little overflow between the accuracy boost that you get from being in the middle slot and the accuracy boost that you get from using that command. It's the sort of thing you don't usually think about, but it definitely matters here.
Yeah, and it looks like Locke is going to skip the Wyvern Cecil for now, knows where it's at. So heading to Castle Evelyn, going to be taking the same looting path a little bit as Zoe. Zoe also resetting. I don't hate this. Come back to Wyvern later when you can just one-shot it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems to be the going strategy, but Direwolf, having not gone to the mountain, has gotten through his first boss, as that is Plague down. And a pass obtained.
Those of us hoping to be walking the highway to the Zemus zone, probably not going to be seeing a whole lot of LST walking to Zemus tonight.
Nope, we have opened up the express lane.
It's not the key item our runners are probably going to be looking for, but they're going to be glad that they got it later. I know Antlion is a favorite for a lot of people to fade, so that could come into play for one of our a number of our 70 runners that we've got going. I can't even imagine the amount of divergence we got going in this race right now.
Well, absolutely, we've had plenty enough on the screen as it is, but this qualifying stage, it kind of encourages these experiments and these little gambles. So you've got enough opportunities to really, make yourself known and get a strong position, get enough strong positions that you qualify for the round of 64.
Yep, we've had over 120 entrants into this event. Really nice use of the Vampire by Zoe Vermilion there to knock that Plague out.
as Direwolf discovers the Wyvern, see if he goes for it or just jots that down for later.
Has the levels on Pound. Will the Ice 2 do enough? No.
Nah, 144 return is not enough.
This is going to be pretty dicey. Switching the Dancing Dagger. We'll see if Direwolf can get enough damage out of here. Needs this Paladin to stay alive.
Yeah, meanwhile, that is Zoe through the Plague Fight, and Mitzi pretty close behind. Is trying to use that aim in the middle with Rosa, but that Dancing Dagger really doing the bulk of the work. Only 1,000 HP to chew through there.
Yeah, pretty quick work at the antline spot. That's why a number of runners, myself included, like to go there right after Hobbs. It's quick, easy, get in, get out.
And that is Direwolf putting the first objective completion on the board. 7 minutes in, we have a Wyvern down and a Cecil in the party.
Yeah, Zoe did not loot Antline, so does not have the same Dancing Dagger. Has a couple of more rods though, so that Ice 2 doing about 300 damage. We'll see if Zoe can get through this.
Not with that wall up.
Ooh.
Oof.
Well, we'll see. There's a lot of damage done to this. I think this Wyvern's at least half dead. We'll see how fast it goes. Also looks like Locke is gearing up for as well. Nope.
Meanwhile, Direwolf is heading into Fabul, going to do that defense. Pretty standard flow through the early game. I did see the shop sells Ashura and Ashura only. It's a very exclusive deal that I don't expect any of our runners to take.
That's how I got through Qualifier 2, was a Ashura Rydia.
Yeah, well,
so,
you didn't start with a Rosa, though, I assume.
That is true. I did not. So, but we got the Dragon Turtle here attacking Fabul. Wasn't content with one castle, needed two.
Fortunately, we do start off with, well, we start off with Lit 1 and pretty quickly Lit 2. We have a Palom. We're fine.
Yeah. I think Palom has this in the bag. Zoe does not have Lit 2. I don't believe V has enough levels on Ver's Palom, so it's probably going to be relying on that Ice 2 and getting that water down.
Yeah, the Ice 2 will do a bit more damage, but of course you're using that Lit to scare the turtle. But lit arrows, if you found those, Thunderclaw, plenty of ways to hit Kanazo's elemental weakness. Get him out of here right quick.
Nitsi is through the Wyvern, though. Going to be lighting up objective number 1 for him. Ooh, that's almost 1,400 damage for Direwolf's Ice 2 on that Kanazo. Zoe with the having one down character, so some of the turn order, there's a darkness crystal early on too.
Ooh, that is both beautiful and terrifying to get a darkness crystal before you get even underground access. There is, of course, a character up there. There's at least one objective up there. Stuff hurts on the moon.
It absolutely hurts, but if that character is, say, Atella, you could do some early D-Machine and make a lot of those things less scary. It's a time commitment, but it's definitely been paying off for a number of our runners, and that's where Direwolf is heading, going to be raising that whale.
Yep, compared to our last Zemus Zone tournament, the Giant is a bit more opened up, so D-Machine grinds are a bit more opened up as well, and we'll probably see more of those as we go along. We've already seen a few of them. Could very well be seeing one here tonight.
Yeah, and then if you don't have that Tella, because we can't find a Fusoya in this flag set.
Nope.
So maybe we can start seeing some Mac Giant grinds again. Those are always fun to see how our runners decide to pull those off with, various levels. Ooh, Zoe had to take a reset there on that.
Yeah. The lit scaring works when Canalzo puts the wave up, but there is a little bit of queuing in the ATB, so you might scare him, but he still might get that wave off. Depends on how quickly you move.
Now Locke went and did a little interesting loot. The west side of Hobbs is weighted a little higher because you have to get through that boss. It is some gated loot. Pull the Gungnir Spear. Even if we don't find a cane, that's a lot of money. I believe you sell that for about 30,000. That's a good chunk of change that Locke just found. Zoe going for round 2 though. I don't hate this. Go in, maybe you can try and get this Ice 2 off before the wave comes up. Use Rosa to do Thor Rages.
Yeah, this would be my preferred strat with this party. Lean on Paladin to do the damage, and lean on Rosa to do kind of the fight management.
Chat, who out there likes more mages? Because we've got a punch mage on the moon.
Yep, and Direwolf is not among the people who want a Yang at this stage. So he is completely reset back to the blue planet.
I don't hate it. Yang can be really nice if you're planning to do like a D machine grind or a big grind to get him. He's gonna be able to punch a Locke. Oh, this is not gonna be pretty.
Oh, Huygen. Oh, and his party is still afflicted with darkness. Still wearing those dapper shades. That's just unfortunate.
Well, Locke has his Rosa in a different spot than the middle, so aim is still gonna help. But the magic defense here can get is a little tough for this Paladin to kind of chew through. So this is going to be a long fight for Locke, I think. Doable, but it's going to be a decently long fight.
Yeah, I mean, as our restreamer Solaris is pointing out in chat, better than the back attack for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But still pretty rough, and especially with a party where a lot of your damage is coming from mages. He throws that wall up. It's just more annoying.
Ooh, and Palam's down, had his HP run out from the vampire. But Nitsi got through that Knatso. Zoe got through. 3 of our runners with their darkness crystals in hand, knowing that there's an objective up there. Locke really wants the Paladin, though. I don't blame him. I love a Paladin Cecil. Everybody loves Paladin Cecil for the most part. Even with the Holy Swords move to tier 8, still a very strong character.
Yeah, and even with finding that Black Sword earlier, that is a pretty good upgrade for a Dark Knight Cecil, but it pales in comparison to any Holy Sword you're going to find.
Or any of the axes that we found. We found a poison axe at least, so that's good. Cecil can wield that with abandon.
Nitsi headed over to Silvera, checking out what they have in store, and it's more Ashura, but some life potions that are actually could be handy to have around. Our runners do start with a few, but it's a few. You might want more than a few.
Yeah, and I like the heal potion pickup as well. You find a Rude Balbalis, you're going to be glad you picked those up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no, Locke.
Ooh.
Well, chat, I hope you like zombies, because we got Thriller up on Mount Ordeals.
Yep, we have the Alt Gauntlet on Ordeals in the bag attack spot, no less. So we have plenty of zombies, ghouls, spirits, all sorts of undead spooks, and they always get the first move.
Yeah, on top of that, their HP is just out of range for like a Thor rage to take care of. And with the mixed elemental weakness, this is one of the, even though it's in the ordeal spot, this is a rude alt gauntlet in my opinion. There's no good way to clear them out until you're much higher level.
Yeah, I mean, these are random encounters. They are just random encounters plucked from the area that you're expected to have Palom, Porum, Dark Knight Cecil, and Tella. 4 characters, 3 of which are pretty solid mages for this point in the game. And then Locke has this party, which is, I mean, Rose is good, but it's one fewer character, no Tella.
Yeah, this does not spark joy. Zoe's going to be greeted with a Verpunch Mage here shortly. We'll see if V decides to bring Yang back to the blue planet.
Yep, Direwolf getting the news of the zombie party as well.
Yeah, so it's an interesting setup with this Rosa. Rosa is not a speedy character, but as we noted at the top, Rosa gets a lot of gear that can increase her agility. And being the hero of the seed today, it doesn't matter which spot Rosa's in. She's going to always, be the agility anchor. So Direwolf has Rosa in the top spot so that he can still use that aim. Nitty, same situation. And it doesn't matter where she is in the formation, she's still going to affect this agility. So it'll be really interesting once we start finding some of these items, how they, manipulate the party around.
Absolutely. That sort of thing might be part of the consideration for Zoe Vermillion, who took that Yang. He is... that's a bomb. That's the bomb.
That's a punchy, fast bomb.
Yeah.
In a very punchy spot. Good job, Solaris. I am so glad I am not racing in this right now. I've said it a number of times in the broadcast. Mom Bomb is my least favorite game.
Yeah, she is a rude foe in the best of times, and in the worst of times can be a sizable roadblock.
Yeah, getting an extra 10,000 HP to take her out before she splits. But meanwhile, we got Locke. Looks like Locke is through the Alt Gauntlet. Nope, not yet. That was there. This is the last one.
I always lose track of how many fights I've done when I get an Alt Gauntlet. It's just like, just keep going until they stop showing up.
And Mr. Bus Driver, that is a very, very viable strategy for Mom Bomb in that spot. Have that Cecil, just do some cover, load him up with all the heavy armor that you can find or buy, and let him just make sure nobody gets hit. That's a great strategy for it. Oh, these zombies are out for blood right now.
They're zombies. That shouldn't surprise anyone.
Oh, is Locke gonna... Okay, so not taking a lot of damage here. So hopefully Locke, with that black belt on the Rosa, if he found one. Hopefully Rosa will be able to shoot these zombies down.
Yep, that is Zoe Vermillion finally through the Wyvern fight, as Cecil as well. So that is objective number 1 on the board for all of our restreamed runners.
Oh, Locke, no.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Locke did not start the gauntlet full health.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. And of course, his party's still wearing those dapper shades. That's not great.
Yep. And Zoe has found the Golbez, taking a shower in the waterfall, checking these boss locations, looking for, either the Demus or the Pale Dim.
Direwolf, meanwhile, is further along in that gauntlet, and I believe is through entirely with that Lilith set. Yep, that is all of it.
I always forget about the Lilith fight.
Same.
That was a Mylon Z though in the Mist Cave. So again, not going to be seeing any weird exit shenanigans in the Mist Cave, where the screen goes yellow instead of
We're just seeing a lot of zombies in the last few minutes.
Interesting move here by Zoe though. Going to Baron Inn, gonna find a Kane. This is a pretty nice party though. Kane, Cecil, Yang, Palom, Rosa. I don't hate it.
Yeah, especially getting that young early enough that we'll be able to build up some levels.
That's a hook for more deals.
Ooh. And that is an Odin in the throne room. Lit arrows make this a non-issue.
Yep. Two shots, Direwolf will be through. Gonna be getting that pigtail turn in probably here soon. But we could have a hook route in qualifier number 3.
Yep, we have not encountered anything along the way that would make that impossible. I mean, we encountered Wyvern, but that was on Mount Hobbs, different mountain. We encountered Golbez. He was taking a shower. That's not even a mountain at all.
Yeah, and Solaris pointing out in chat that hook is a character check as well. Could be could be Atella. Zoe using one of her coffins to get through this guard fight. They decided they needed a promotion. They needed more health. So went a little French vanilla.
But, getting a proc with the charm there, that helps quite a bit. This spot, this is the karate fight. This is Yang's spot. So it punch. So if it punch itself, then all the better.
Ooh, just some crystal gloves. That confirms it. We have a hook route.
And I think Direwolf is going to head directly for that route.
Yeah, so Direwolf knows that there's a Yang on the moon. Probably might check Baron. Who knows? But they ended up being just some crystal gloves for Zoe. So doesn't know that V has a hook route in front of her yet.
Yeah, and I can further see not bothering with the Baron in check because as was mentioned, there's a character check along this hook route. So Direwolf will have a full party's worth of information. Doesn't want one of those party members just yet, but we'll have all that information.
Zoe just picked up crystal armor out of one of the Chocobo fours.
Ooh, wow.
That is going to be huge for that Mom Bomb fight.
That is the power of lonely locations.
Yeah, if you are, looking at this race, play some free enterprise and wondering, those chests in the Chocobo Force are rated a little higher than your most average out of the, open spot. Lock is through the Alt Gauntlet. Nitsi taking on Odin, though, as we got Zoe climbing the mountain. Zoe's got the Baron in check done. Direwolf is going to give us a look, possibly. Nope, heading to Baron in now.
Oh. Did not turn in that pink tail, right?
If Direwolf did, I did not see it.
Yeah, I thought not. I guess maybe holding off a little bit. Maybe assuming that, with the party that he has, there's a fair chance that whatever high tier gear is there isn't actually applicable yet.
Our tracker Elias pointing out Direwolf did not turn in the pink tail yet. Thank you, Elias. Doing fantastic job tonight, as always. Solaris as well. Thank you for the restream. Everything looks and sounds great, I hope, because I can't hear anything right now.
What, you don't want to hear yourself while talking and then try to talk while you hear yourself talk?
I mean, if you're going to talk while you hear yourself talk, then I would question the sanity of you wanting to hear yourself talk while you talk. Question in chat for Infora, though. I don't believe Zoe's Palom has Quake yet. That is around 23, 24. I can't always remember.
Yeah, just not enough HP. You can tell looking at that. We are not quite up to level on that front. But hey, Dancing Dagger. It doesn't care about wall. Jumping on an enemy doesn't care about wall. So.
Yeah, and this is going to be a rough fight for a couple of our runners. Really depends. I don't think Direwolf has an Elven bow. like a number of our other runners do. So that's not getting that bonus damage. Oh wait, maybe he is.
I don't remember, so can't say for sure. But yeah, just not having or using a coffin, that alone, that was a free kill.
Oh,
and that is a free crystal sword.
Oh my goodness, Nitzy with the crystal sword immediately slapping that on Cecil.
Well, yeah, I thought the rule was that if the crystal sword is in the seed, then Cecil isn't. But I guess if you get the Cecil first, it overrides the whole system.
Yeah, if I'm Nitzy, Nitzy hasn't checked the moon yet, so doesn't know there's a Yang up there. I'm taking that crystal sword and swinging at everything.
I also just love how we found, at this point, we found multiple sets of crystal gauntlets. We had the crystal sword. We have the crystal armor that Zoe Vermilion found. We may have the world's shiniest paladin by the time we're done with this seed.
What more could you ask for?
Probably high tier armor that isn't the crystal armor, so he could actually get berserked. But, details.
Zoe's got a black belt. It doesn't need to go on Kane or Yang. Or Rosa. Locke, meanwhile, though, being greeted by these guards, we will see, has the coffin, so is getting this knocked out in half. Mute arrows for Rosa. This is going to be a quick and easy one for Locke to take care of.
Yep. Sorted out nice and quick. Still have not seen anyone approach the underground, though.
Yeah, it looks like Direwolf may be heading that way, though. Maybe doing some looting and trap treasure chests here first.
Nitzy, meanwhile, going and visiting the bunnies. Nobody else who went up to the moon actually checked this shop. And we get elixirs, ether ones. I don't know why you would grab the cure ones personally, but I think the ether ones could be pretty useful depending on your grind setup.
Oh, I always would grab a stack of those. Direwolf looking for some XP, looking for some top tier loot. Still hasn't grabbed the crystal sword yet. Maybe trying to find a rat tail and link them together so he doesn't have to go twice.
That would be my expectation. And I wouldn't blame anyone for doing that, trying to be efficient with your checks. But I think a crystal sword is high efficiency.
I would agree with that. Locke, again, didn't even leave the cave, slapped it on Cecil. He's got a shiny sword. Zoe is working through the alt gauntlet, and Nitzy is being greeted by the Paunch Mage. So probably going to have our runners converging on this hook route. Huffin, what do you like to see? What do you want to see our runners have to push through here, even though we've got a crystal sword to help out?
An early Rubicante could be a little amusing, having him in the King Queen Evelyn spot. Antlion, always a hoot. Really though, you got a crystal sword. You got a strong white mage and a strong black mage. There's not a lot here that's really going to give you a fuss.
No, I agree. I think really, if you're gonna lean on that crystal sword, then I'd like to see Octomammoth in the ruby spot.
Good point.
Antlion, no matter, even if you've got that crystal sword, Antlion in the King Queen spot is never a fun time.
Now, the Locke did show us the item shops here in the Eblin Cave. Saw the double Leviathan, no sirens. Not going to be able to get those on the cheap.
Yeah, no J items are available in any shops, so that's why we're seeing a lot of these, shops have, some repeat items and stuff like that. The double Leviathan, because the Eblin shop is guaranteed to have 2 tier 5s. Ooh, there was an Ogre Axe for Locke. That's a nice pickup if he wants that infusion of XP from the Mad Ogre chest.
Yeah, as I believe Direwolf is intentionally taking this trap chest fight. These are a source of XP, and depending on how quickly things go from here, you may be hurting about what your grind is going to be. That's Crystal Shield. We're going to have the full Crystal set, aren't we?
We just need a helmet. I wouldn't hate it. Crystal Sword,
yeah.
Crystal Shield, Crystal Helmet, Crystal Armor, Crystal Gloves. Mom Bomb, goodbye. Nobody will be taking that Paladin Cecil down. So yeah, it's interesting Direwolf's taking these chests. I like the play, especially if you're looking for, you're looking for some, an infusion of gear. Direwolf doesn't know there's a Crystal Sword just waiting in his inventory with that pink tail. So could be looking for Stardust Rod here would be a good pickup. I feel like an Avenger would be a fantastic pickup here.
Oh, yeah. Avenger, you got two characters who could wield it. It nullifies the Crystal Armor problem. Or we're harping on this Crystal Armor as if anyone of the Zoe Vermilion has or will have it. Going to that Chocobo Forest is a niche play that just really paid off. But that is, honestly, you only need one, and this party is set.
Yeah, and that was an Artemis bow.
You don't hate it.
I don't hate it. And there's Iridia. That is
that is a trickier statement.
I like Rydia in this flag set. I think Rydia is very, very strong in this flag set. I don't necessarily like picking up Rydia here with the characters we have. Now, Locke only had 4 characters, so is going to take Rydia. It'll be really interesting to see if Zoe decides to take Rydia.
Yeah, I feel like we've had... Well, our runners have had Odin in their inventory if they hadn't sold it already. We've seen Leviathan, Ashura in shops. We've seen summons that are, good value for Rydia, but you gotta get the levels on her. And, there are plenty of bosses that will counter summon straight out. And Leviathan's great. It's no Bahamut.
No, I agree. Yeah, you want to find that Bahamut summon if you are going to, take Rydia in the end game. And she takes a lot to get to nuke, depending on what grind options. With this team, though, with that Yang available, we could be looking at some Mac Giants.
Yeah. And really, with Yang in the party, you're going to want a lot of levels anyway. We call him Punch Mage for that reason. He gets better with levels, not with gear. So if you're leaning on him for your strats, you're just going full mage and also a shiny paladin.
Looks like Zoe is going to be getting their Crystal Sword. Probably will immediately slap that on the Cecil. Had a little early struggles with the Wyvern, but B's probably going to get right on track here. Going to be head right to the hook route.
But Nitsi is having some of those troubles currently with the Staleman fight. That Cecil is just asleep and getting chipped away, and ain't nobody else standing.
Yeah, Locke giving us our first look. You'll see these how he wants to handle these Mad Ogres. They are mages. We've got Elven Bow. We've got Ogre Axes, Poison Axes at this point. We've got a Crystal Sword. This is almost free XP here. I said almost. But this is pretty good XP here.
I mean, if you had an Hourglass, it is free XP. But our runners are not going to be so fortunate. And
most people, are... depending on who you got, if you have a Tella, you can stone these Mad Ogres. That's we're not life glitching them in this. We don't have it on, so if you're out there trying to plan your strategies and stuff like that, I know that is one thing I forget. These Mad Ogres are stonable, so makes your grind real quick.
Yeah, you just, have to get stone to land, which can be its own problem, but there are enough shenanigans, enough tricks for some of those really difficult and low probability maneuvers. The runners in this community have just dissected this game back and front, and they are able to do some impressive things just over and over.
Yeah, and we've got all 4 runners in the hook route now.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the seed was pushing you to go. And all of our runners are pretty even in terms of their equipment and their progress and all of that. Locke is the only one who has not gotten that darkness crystal.
Yeah, Locke chose to fade Fabul, or may have wiped to Kanatsu, but there's a heroin robe.
Hey, that fight was worth doing.
Absolutely worth doing there. That's a great pickup if you want Rosa to just murder things. But we also already have a murder paladin, so I think that heroin robe is mostly going to be used for agility manipulation at this point. Although Rydia could use it too.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the strats end up being.
Let Rydia whip things.
Well, first we need to get a whip.
That's also true.
We also need to keep Rydia in the party, which Zoe Vermilion is not going to do.
I agree with that. I think as I'm sitting here thinking about it, Zoe's got a really strong party. Is a grind away from,
Well, now you really want some here, even though I'm pretty sure Demus is not technically a dragon.
Wow. Look how fast Demus is in there.
Look, when you have no solid corporeal form, you do move a bit quicker.
If I'm Locke, I almost reset out of this and I put that heroin robe right on. Which Zoe will also have the heroin robe here shortly, getting through the Mad Ogres.
Oh man, I'm just seeing the damage done by these punches.
Yeah, this is, man. That's why I said the heroin robe here in this is really good. Not only is it gonna, help adjust the agility a little bit, get things a little bit more under control, but it's also gonna allow Rosa to take a punch or two from this real punchy spot. That's a little bit underrated in thoughts here, but looks like Locke is still trying to get through this. Has at least one Quake landed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Only 6,000 HP here. Trying to get some run buffers. Okay. Rowdy Sniper. Why you do this?
that is a specific kind of evil. Putting the magma key on the demist check-in with demist here. You know that whatever's coming after this is probably not as frustrating. But yeah. Man,
just Leviathan after this. So I mean, we have lit arrows, we have a heroin robe, we have Paladin with lit 2. We have a Crystal Swords Thistle. I don't think Leviathan's going to give our runners all that much trouble. Ooh, Locke got through that.
Very nicely done. Leaning on the Quake and the Virus and just spell casting his way through.
Direwolf found some Cure 3s. That's going to be probably a spot most of our runners stop on the way to Zeromus with the item shop in the pass in the bar.
Yeah, they'll probably come by there, but maybe not earlier. So we may not see runners juggling a lot of Cure 3s for most of the seed. It's nice to have them on the Z fight as a little bit of safety and backup, but it's even nicer to have them before then.
All right, Lockhole, first one into the Leviathan fight. We'll see how he takes care of this. Zoe Vermilion about to be greeted with the D-Mist. Ooh, the punches. The punches.
Yeah, almost one-shotting Kane.
And Cecil's going to be doing some covering. I don't know if Zoe has that crystal armor on. Nitsi, meanwhile, is doing some Baron in checks.
Yeah, if I saw correctly, Zoe Vermilion does not have the crystal armor on her Cecil. Put the black belt on instead. Again, like if you're leaning on Berserk strats, it makes total sense.
Yeah, Leviathan for Locke is going really fast.
Yep, and welcome to the dangers of Sea Hero. Some characters are just faster, earlier than you expect, and you have to deal with that.
I've said it before, and I've said it again. In Sea Hero is makes it even more of a mystery to myself. But agility manipulation is black magic, people.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is fancy math, and you can deduce and make plans and all that sort of stuff. But it's a lot of information to keep together, and even with all that information, it's just enough variation. Your best laid plans can easily go awry.
Yeah, gonna be going with the heroine robe on Rosa. Try and get some of this manipulated out a little bit. Not very many options right now for that. I believe I've seen somebody. One of our runners has a ninja hat out there. I don't remember who. So there is some things that can be done. Zoe trying to get through the Demas still. Just got through.
Nicely done. Kept for party up the whole time as well. No XP, but you know what? Props.
Yeah, this Leviathan's still going pretty fast. Solaris in chat point out slow is definitely something I would be throwing out here. I would almost be tempted to throw up a Star Veil on somebody just in case, an Ice 2 can be bounced back, but I don't think the magic power here is going to be worth, those Star Veils are valuable. You only get that starting set.
Yeah, and we still have fights where you're going to want to have those in hand. I mean, we don't have Golbez anymore, or Wyvern to do summoning strats. Still, you want to hold on to them.
Yeah, we still have a Asura out there that could be useful.
I mean, we could have Vanilla Asura, and you'll really want to have some of those around.
Oh, yeah, you do. Did Zoe save?
Yep.
Okay, I missed it.
Yeah, that's where he was just walking back from.
All right, so we have dueling Leviathan fights. We have Nitsi doing Staleman. Direwolf's about to be rewarded with that heroine robe. All of our runners are about to be converging on this Leviathan probably. We've got Locke went down one time. We probably need to start a Sea Serpent kill count here.
Yeah, and I'm almost. I don't want to wish this evil on anybody, but do you step out? Do you assume Roddy Sniper might be onto something? Do you go check what D-Mist has?
I think if I was feeling cheeky, maybe save Scummit.
Yeah, well, Locke is now sitting on 2 wipes to this Leviathan, and the bigger that number gets, the cheekier you're going to start feeling.
So Direwolf is going to be in a little bit of an interesting spot, though. Direwolf got levels on Rydia. So he is going a different route for agility manipulation, trying to get Rydia to outspeed Rosa. Throwing a heroin robe, throwing the ninja hat on.
Yeah, I mean, that is a valid option here. And if it works, well, yeah, that's Rydia being able to do more damage, hit more things.
And it's also going to allow Rydia to take a punch or two.
I mean, this Demus, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not taking a punch from this Demus.
Nope. No, we're not. Yeah, and I'm not quite sure how well Rydia's Leviathan is going to be, but we will see. Still going to go for it, doing the cover on Rydia. Man, this Ruby Leviathan is a little bit rougher than I expected.
Yeah, I feel like it largely comes back to Rosa being the agility anchor. Normally, like, you're coming through the hook route, you're thinking through, okay, here's how I want to manage the speed of all these fights. I've got someone slowed down. And you're able to work with that. Here, not so much. You're kind of stuck.
So Direwolf just threw out slow on his Demist, so has the speedier Rydia as well. So we'll see if this is gonna play out in his favor if he can get through it.
Yeah, gonna be burning through those ether ones. Rydia is gonna be just a Leviathan caller. That's a high cost summon.
Yeah, that's 50 MP, 40. Yeah, 50 MP per cast, I think, or 40. I know how to play this game sometimes.
all I care about is it's a big enough number to care.
Solaris, which one has a drain sword? There's so many of them.
Zoe Vermillion's Kane has got a drain sword in hand.
Oh.
And that's frankly keeping Kane alive. Looks to be Drain Venger strats even.
That is and look at Kane go in the middle spot, has so much Dragoon gear on. So those Ice 2s are only dealing 100. It's going to be a slow fight, but I mean, Locke is...
I at this point, I would take a slow clear over 2 more wipes.
Yeah, I think Kane's got this. It's gonna be slow. This spot has like 21,000 HP, but this is Zoe's probably set for controller down and is watching the action unfold at this point. Locke is through though.
Hey, good work.
GG's to Locke being the first runner on the restream, getting through this hook route. This is not an easy one to get through. So GG's to him. He's going to be rewarded with underground access.
Yep, and all the plunder that offers, namely access to 2 objectives and whatever is, in that in that handful of key item locations that we've got. I imagine a beeline to the Fey March is in order.
There's our water hag at the top of tower, though.
Yeah, it's not bad check, but it's a long walk.
It is a long walk, but it's a free walk, and you could do some trap chests along the way, maybe get some more gear. But I do like your line of thinking. Fey March first, get that freebie chest out of the way. Maybe it's the pan.
Mm-hmm. And get that info on Objective 5. See if that's free or extremely, extremely expensive.
Yeah, there's it could be King Queen. That's very, very free. Dark Elves not quite so free with this party. A little bit later it will be.
But no, looks like Locke's first mission upon visiting the underworld is to leave it.
Yeah, Demus, burning a hole in Locke's pocket, I think.
Yeah, you never want to forget that.
Zoe's Drain Venger Kane still going strong. Direwolf is taking his first crack, though. All right, Rowdy Sniper's prediction did not come true. Just the Sand Ruby for the Demist.
Yep, that's actually relatively convenient. Not going to go over immediately and check out who is in the bed, as none of our runners bothered to look. Folks generally just don't come to Kaipo at all. It's another Cecil. Until they get that Sand Ruby.
Just a key item, though. So still, we have not had a lot of key items. Locke has 3. We know the Darkness Crystal is waiting for him, and Fabul. He's probably not very far from going there. He's going to probably do Fey March, Sheila 1, possibly.
Yeah, it feels like the Fabul Fade is very intentional, very much meant to wrap up with the Sylph Cave check. Direwolf now through the Leviathan fight.
Yep, went in, one attempt on that, and is through, showing the power of agility manipulation when you can do it, with Rydia outpacing that Rosa.
I'll admit, every time I see Leviathan shake on Zoe's screen, I'm wondering if that's the kill. But no, it's just doing another big wave and another big wave.
Yeah, Nitsi looking for a little bit more XP. Had a little trouble with the Demist.
I mean, that's a troubling Demist.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got gonna be trying to get a little bit more. Gets the 3 Bad Ogres. That's the fight that you want to try and get some more levels off. Although it looks like, unfortunately, Nitsi's Kane is still base level 10 Kane.
Yeah, looks like.
Maybe preparing him for... Nope, getting him up now. Ooh, Silent Staff strats. Look at Rosa go with 1100 hit.
Locke getting a second Drain Sword after that. Well, we'll be able to do what Zora Million is doing should he find himself in a equally treacherous situation. But if you get through this Leviathan, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not a fun hook route, as we've seen, and kudos to our runners for getting through it. I said it earlier. I'm glad I'm not racing this.
Yeah, you basically started with a crystal sword, and the fact that we are pushing an hour and only 2 of our restream runners are underground, that says something. And that is a Luge as the Queen of Town and Monsters tonight.
Not a terrible fight at all. Not one I'd want to take right now, but not a terrible fight either. Oh, that was a Legend Sword. I missed it. Locke just now grabbed a Legend Sword.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I missed it earlier.
Nope, that is the Fey March freebie, so that is half of objective number 3 as well.
Yeah, so somebody in chat, I may have been our restreamer Solaris pointed out, we are a pale dim away from Goma.
That is very much the case. We only have to do 4 out of the 5 objectives, and it can be any 4 of them. So if we find that adamant rock pretty nice and easy, well, we don't have to worry about where Pale Dim is. Or if Pale Dim gives us that adamant rock, then suddenly we can leave Lugae alone.
Or the Mom Bomb.
Or the we're probably leaving the Mom Bomb alone.
Yeah. Yep, and Amphora, we are definitely still looking for a curse ring that is that's typically a piece of gear our runners would be very happy to see and acquire. Can be available in any of the shops here on this flag set. So, but it comes with a big price tag.
Yep, which makes it very nice if you happen to find two, but very annoying if you're trying to find one.
Oh, for a second there, I thought Direwolf was gonna take a crack at this Lugae. I was like, with everybody at 1 HP.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Definitely a bold move. Found a Sylph Summon for Locke though. Didn't pick it up for his Rydia.
No, we actually have the Sylph glitch off. We actually have all the glitches off here, so you won't be able to, buy that once and then just keep using it for free, like you can in other flag sets, which really makes Sylph very nice. It's a slow heal, but when you can be a free heal, it's very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really like the Sylph glitch for, D Machine. That's a really nice way to kill the D Machine, heal the damage from the flame. So has its uses, but yeah, without that glitch on, not as attractive. Just a Dark Elf here in Dwarf 1. Can be a little rude.
Mm-hmm. This is a high magic power spot, to make sure that the Calbrena doll, when it does its little glare, make sure it actually hits. Orc Elf, we have a Crystal Sword Paladin.
Yeah,
yeah.
For Locke we do. Direwolf is still not turned in the pink tail yet.
Well, then Direwolf won't be able to bring the Holy Might down upon it, and we'll just have to live with that.
Got Leviathan, though, has Quake. This is only 8,000 HP. I think Direwolf's got this one in the bag. Hey, there's a Bard. Well,
bye, Bard.
There was a Bard. Ooh, does Locke still have the heroine robe on this Rosa? Because these mute heroes are about to do some nice damage.
And if not, well, it's not like the Magus sisters are going to do a whole lot of damage themselves. This is the Gobez spot. It does not have good magic power. But Zoe Vermilion is through the Leviathan fight.
GG's to Zoe. Well done with the Drain Venger going.
Yep. The world's angriest Dragoon has saved the day.
Now we'll see if we can get Nitsy through this D-Miss. Come on, chat. So he's going to see the blue robe. I would be really curious if that is a priority for Zoe or not. I know V likes the keyless tower, especially with a free fight up there.
And so far that's not something any of our other restream runners are tackling. So if that does give value, that gives her an edge.
Ooh, there's the pan in Dwarf Castle. Waiting on Sheila 1 is paying off. Locke is only gonna single dip Vabul tonight.
Yeah, and even with it being the Darkness Crystal, I would say he's not terribly punished for doing so.
Absolutely. If it had been like a Tella up there on the moon or something like that, then I could say, might have been useful to have earlier, but it's just Yang.
Or if, say, Cape Bahamut had just a completely free fight that you could have done in that early visit and gotten tons of XP.
Right.
But none of that is the case for sure. So
And I don't believe Direwolf actually checked K value. I believe only Nitzy and Zoe have been the ones to check.
yeah, I don't actually remember on that one.
Yeah, because Direwolf reset out after seeing the Yang.
Ah, yes, you are correct. So just a Mute Knight from the Sylphs. This is considered a summon spot, so it's not going to have a key item, just some decent loot.
Still opens up 2 more checks, though, which it looks like that is immediately where Locke is going. So this is going to be a couple new checks here for us from Locke. We're going to see Sheila 1, Sheila 2. Locke will get his Darkness Crystal. I don't think Kanata is going to give him any issues.
Oh, for sure.
Panzer Dragon in chat. Yes, that is the Legend Sword hanging out in the freebie chest. So just needs an adamant to get us through to forge it. And I will say, in my experience, that Rosa's Forge is not one that you really want to prioritize, especially if you end up with just like Perseus arrows.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate, but, you know. At least they're not utter whiffs like a Caliburn.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, so we've got Zerked Crystal Sword Cecil for Nitzy. We got dueling Leviathans as well. Would that be Spider-Man Leviathans? You know, pointing at each other.
Possibly. I don't know the scene that image is taking from, so I don't know if the Spider-Man fight or if they just kind of point at each other and are grumpy. I would imagine they make jokes because this is the Spider-Man cartoon we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what jokes would Leviathan tell?
I don't have a joke response for that.
Twin Harp and packaged for Locke, though, from Sheila 1, Sheila 2. And it looks like Locke is going to be a runner of the people going right for the Twin Harp check. That is a longer check, but is a popular one for the chat.
Yeah, and you know what? You're following the objectives that you've cleared out, following the key items that you've grabbed. Direwolf grabbing that same pair of items. Zoe has gone and done the first Yang check, so we'll get the Sheila 1, but does not have the pan, so no Sheila 2.
Yeah, so just going to be getting the package, I think. Probably will beeline either for that Keyless Tower or Dwarf right after. We'll see if this Twin Harp is going to pay off. Zoe is also checking out the Demus, which we know is Sand Ruby. And I think we're probably going to hear Direwolf's face hit the desk here in a second.
Yeah.
So Huffin, why does chat love the harp checks so much?
Well, you know, this is a community of several musicians, and we really appreciate a good jam. And fortunately, we've replaced Edward's standard harp music with one of several hundred jams. And so you'll be able to hear one of those in just a moment as Edward crawls out of bed and I shut up.
And that was Q's Marsh that lock and is rewarded with the tower key. So that's a big pickup, not doing the keyless tower, getting the tower key to just loop those checks all in one.
Yeah, honestly, so far I'm quite happy with the routing that Locke has been taking, and Direwolf following right behind, so a little bit more music for you. And that is Direwolf clearing through, going to get the tower key himself. Nitsi, meanwhile, is taking on this Dr. Luge fight. And Locke did take on the Aimline in the Super Cannon room, but it's the Super Cannon room, so it's here and gone.
Yeah, one hit, 1,000 HP, not a problem for any of our runners at this point. It is really interesting to see Nitsi tackle this fight. It's not that it's a hard fight, but it is going to be a little long. But if it is something like an Avenger or one of the other tier 6, tier 7 items, that would really help out Nitsi.
Yep. Again, case summon not on. Not going to see a key item out of this, but high quality gear can be just as good as a key item in many circumstances.
And we'll see what the top of this tower has for Locke. We've already seen the alt gauntlet. We know this is Water Hag. Locke is also doing a really good job getting through these fights with just 4 characters, keeping that Rydia down to maximize any slingshotting for a potential grind later on.
Yeah, that very much has to be intentional to keep Rydia down. As we were mentioning earlier, like, her XP curve is a bit unfriendly. Takes a lot to power her up, but if you have one party member that's way below level on everyone else, they just get double XP. They get caught up. And if you get all of that XP all at once with, say, a D-Machine grind, suddenly Rydia is pretty valuable.
Yeah, it goes from level 1 to nuke.
And we do see the rat tail come out of the top of tower. Locke's going to make his way down, stopping in for some trap chests along the way. Direwolf has been doing the same on his way up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Locke and Direwolf are looking for right now.
It may just be the gear, honestly.
Cane weapon, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you're happy with Gungnir, but you're even happier with Defense Sword or White Spear.
But Nitzy is through. Has the Luge fight down. Has Objective 5 knocked out.
And can't be too mad about that Moon Veil. That might actually become your strategy for Mom Bomb. We were talking earlier about using Cecil's cover to tackle that. Moon Veil helps a lot in that strategy.
That makes it a free fight, honestly. And won't have to return, as Jay Brunner points out in chat. Not going to have to come back to that Vein March.
Well, let's see if our runners are going to get an advantage for having done the Twin Harp, as we see what comes out of that tower key for lock. It's another key.
Another key. The chain continues. Gonna be immediately turning this rat tail. I like the play. This is smart. You're sitting at, I can't count. Looks like 11 key items now.
Yes, actually, we're well past that 10 key item mark.
And there's the other key.
Well.
The world is our oyster now, except for the Earth Crystal.
Yeah, we have access to everything except the second boss fight in the Tower of Zot.
I mean, we have a lot of locations here. I like I like going to Baron here for lock. There's 2 bosses here. One of them is a Lunar Sparkle though. 3 bosses if you check the Odin Throne as well. So I like this play.
Yep, 3 bosses, a key item check, a character check. Lots of opportunity for value here. So I'm not surprised to see Locke head in this direction. Plus, again, kind of following those chains around. We got that rat tail. Let's go pursue it.
Yeah, I think if you take the time to leave the underground to check rat tail, it's better to follow it than to just go back and maybe do Luca. So I like the play. And like I said, if Locke noticed the first boss in the Beigen spot was the Lunar Sparkle, which I barely remember half the time, it's going to be one less Lunar Sparkle to be looking for.
Actually, I saw a nice point from Zoe Vermillion's screen. So we went to check what the package character was. There is also a boss fight associated with the package, and it's entirely possible that one is Pale Dim instead.
Very possible. And it'll be it's a long check though to go and see. Let's see if this pays off for Locke though. There it is.
There we go. So we are effectively in go mode.
Absolutely. That is not a free fight, but an easier fight down in the serve spot with that Luge. We got a really rude bomb that you definitely want to get some levels for first. So really my question is, what is your grind for this?
Yeah, because with no Tella, the D Machine option is not very appealing. I'm sure someone could manage it, but I would not be attempting it. I think the Mac Giant is a smarter strategy there. I don't know. Are there moon-based grinds that are a viable option?
You could go through and do trap chests. Those are viable. Again, if you didn't have the Crystal Sword, I would kind of lean that way myself. With the Crystal Sword, you've got an Ogre Axe that was available pretty easily, I think, for most of our runners. Our Palom is definitely strong enough to virus and take down some giants. I think Mac Giant's the key here.
I love how we find on the throne Ogopogo, the ostensibly more dangerous noodle. 2 hits. It's gone.
We do have more music, so we will be quiet for our third rendition of Q's March as Zoe is getting Edward out of the bed. It is through the Dark Imps, and as we were, as I'm getting caught up on all these screens, we are in 4 different spots here with our 4 restream runners. Direwolf is heading down to take on Luge. We've got Locke looting the treasury. We got Nitsy clearing out Dwarf Castle. Where is Zoe gonna go?
With that tower key, may go and redeem that. Yeah, I would say that's probably the play right now. Go redeem that tower key. Maybe go hit up the Luge fight since you're underground now.
Yeah, that's where Direwolf's going. Probably Locke is going to be following in that as well. Locke is in go mode, knows where all of his objectives are, needs to get some grinding done, so it looks like going to crack his sirens here.
Yep, you start off with 2, and that's enough to get a couple of eggs under your belt. And with 10 key item boost, it's something. It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think we actually started with 1 in this kit today, and Locke found a second one.
Oh, okay. I know the starting amounts aren't. Well, let me rephrase. I'm pretty sure the starting kit items have a little variance in how many you get.
Yeah, you can get between 1 and 3.
Yeah, I was prepared to say that I know, but I was like, wait a second. Every time that I've run these flags, I've wound up with the same amounts. But 1 to 3, that's a pretty small window.
Very small. So Zoe's tackling tower. Locke heading to the Feymarch. Direwolf is taking care of Dr. Luge right now. Nitsy coming back from the underground, has the pan in hand. Oh no, did Nitsy have to reset out of Dwarf?
I don't remember. I might have. We're gonna lean on our tracker for this one.
Elias, help us!
Listen, the number 1 skill for a tracker is being able to keep an eye on what all our runners have obtained. The second most important skill for a tracker is bailing out comms.
Elias or Solaris, did Nitsy have to reset out of Dwarf Castle? I thought I saw him fighting the Magus sisters, which is why I'm asking. Well, as we look for a pan in Nitsy's inventory here shortly, we got Direwolf is on the board with objective number 5 taken care of. All right, looks like Nitsy does have the pan marked off according to our restreamer Solaris. So going to be doing that probably if we just missed it. With so much action going on, everybody's all over the place.
Yeah, I thought we had a nice linear seed.
Well, to start we did. We got 2 key items and went into the hook route.
You couldn't have kept it linear, so it'd just be so much easier to follow. Granted, it's a lot less interesting for our runners, but it's easy for me.
Definitely easier for me. Elias, you are doing perfectly fine. Thank you for the work you're doing. Solaris, also, again, thank you as well. You both have been fantastic. Huffin and I are in here just talking. You guys are keeping us honest, so we appreciate you.
Oh man, and just to keep the divergence going even further, Direwolf is down here in the sealed cave. We have no idea what item or boss is going to be in here. As mentioned earlier, all our glitches are off, so you couldn't warp glitch to get this item. Direwolf probably hoping for a nice 1-2 punch, getting maybe an Earth Crystal and a Pale Dim, but we know neither of those are going to come to pass.
This could still very well be the Adamant, though.
Could very well be.
Let the Magma Key in the moon, or in the spoon, just hang out on the moon.
Or put the Magma Key in here just for the for the disappointment.
Yeah, this is our last. Well, besides the Earth Crystal, the Tower of Zot check, this is one of the last 2 checks here on Earth. Everything else is probably on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Direwolf, you gotta check the boss. He remembered that he needed to check the boss.
Okay. Again, we up here watching all of this combined. We know that's not Paladin there, but Direwolf doesn't know that. Direwolf needs to check and cross this off for good.
Yeah, we've had this question come up in chat a couple of times. We've had some really great answers. I do want to make sure that it gets captured though for the restream. This is we are using the C hero flag, which means that your starting character, in this case tonight it was Rosa, is your hero, which means a couple of things. One, that Rosa, our hero, is the agility anchor. Doesn't matter where they are in the party, they will always determine the agility for the fights. It also means that it's the only copy of that character in the seed, so that you can't find a duplicate Rosa at all. Another thing is they will have a solo ordeals fight to get through and get that check taken care of. They have to prove themselves as the hero. Even if they're dead, they will still gain experience, so you can't just leave poor Rydia down. She's going to still get experience if she's the hero. But also is going to get a nice special Supersmith weapon from Kakol if you do happen to forge.
So yes, with Direwolf going into the sealed cave and finding that it was just the Dark Knight Cecil fight down there as the boss, so he knows there's nothing of interest in sealed cave, but there's definitely something of interest in Cave Bahamut, namely an objective.
Yep, and I gotta assume that's what Locke is thinking right now. Probably do some grinding, probably wants to get this Mom Bomb knocked out. Direwolf is gonna run right in and take it.
Yeah, Locke is actually going to be in a very nice position because, again, he's in go mode. He can go to the moon, and that's it. Get that Cave Bahamut check done, and he's good to go. If he didn't have the pass, that would be a great positioning, but actually with the pass, you want to come back to the Earth and use that rather than walk the subterranean.
Yep, and Zoe is about to be in go mode, about to be rewarded with the Paladin.
Yeah, V still has to do the Queen fight, but that's a known location. You know where that is. You know what that is. So this is the last bit of information that V needs.
Yep, and gonna make pretty short work of this. Meanwhile, Nitzy is flying around. Probably gonna be turning in this rat tail here shortly, which will get him the Baron key.
Yeah, so ultimately, that Twin Harp was not necessary then.
Absolutely not. That just ended up with an Artemis bow, and so that means Nitzy is going to pay off really well for skipping the Twin Heart chat.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame, but he's at 10 key items, has all the pieces of the puzzle. It's faster that way. It's more efficient that way.
Yeah, Locke using that extra siren, doing some gold dragons. This is something that's not going to be, depending on if our runners use their sirens underground or not. But he, I believe, was the only one that found the second one. Looks like Direwolf is having some struggles here. Gain is down. We do have Blink up on Paladin though to hopefully protect him a little bit.
Yeah, just a couple Blink, some that Moon Veil from Luge. Like, you've got the tools to make it through this fight, but you're expending a lot of resources to do it.
Matthias, the Perseus bow and I believe Perseus arrows are an option as well. Ooh, Behemoth fights for Locke. This is a good pickup for him. Crystal Sword Cecil makes really short work of these behemoths. Hitting 4 or 5k a shot. Just needs to make sure to keep the party alive. Direwolf is through.
Yeah, gets that life staff and that objective ticked off.
Life staff is a nice pickup. You know, we haven't seen a lot of, gear, white mage gear for Rosa. So that is some magic defense. That is stronger gears. That's going to be really good.
Yeah, and at this point, all he has to do is take that Baron key back to the blue planet and go do those checks, but instead is going to dip into the subterrane. There is a fair chance that the adamant is here, so he may end up doing that objective instead, but it's probably going to be a slower one.
I guess it really depends, though, on how rude this moon is. We've got King Queen out there still available. We have the officer fight still available. A couple other fights that really aren't that terrible on the moon to deal with. So it just depends on where Direwolf's going to go. If he goes like top down and maybe gets it on the first check, could still be in this race. Oh, our restreamers point out that Direwolf has not marked the Baron key on his tracker, so may not realize he's got it. But now we have 3 runners in go mode right now. Locke is going to be the first one to receive the crystal if he can get through this Mom Bomb fight. Took the gold dragons, and Cecil and Kane look ready to go.
Yeah, that Mom Bomb though, it punch a lot, very punch.
Very much punch. 1400 damage.
Yeah, just casually one-shotting every mage it lays its eyes on.
Going with the Moon Veil. This is good use of the Moon Veil right here for Locke. Cecil can probably take one more hit. Still needs to do a lot of damage, whereas Kane's going to be doing a lot of jumping to avoid. Is not going to be taking any damage now. So I don't think Locke has any more life potions.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we did see them for sale, but I don't know that all of our runners are bothering to check very many shops.
Not the summon he was hoping for there.
No.
Big heal.
Yeah.
Big heal. This is going to be, because the explode will still do damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If it's possible to jump over the explosions, then I will tip my hat to Locke. I will wear a hat and tip it.
I believe it is. We've got Direwolf doing elements. Zoe is diving into the moon, though.
Yeah, I don't know what the strat here is. Again, that's a very valid point. Having all the information of where your objectives are doesn't do a whole lot for getting you into Zeromus ready levels.
Oh, did Locke save after doing those gold dragons and behemoths? I think so.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, the getting to comfortable Zeromus levels has been a stepping stone for a lot of runners in this event, myself included. That is the weakest part of, and I'm giving away my secrets if you run into me in a 1v1. I can't seem to find the right grind, so I'm gonna work on it in case I move on in the event. But I'm noticing that with a lot of runners where trying to find the way to get to Zeromus levels, to get to a Zeromus type fight that you're comfortable with is stymieing a lot of people.
I mean, that is kind of an aspect of this flag set as it was designed. Like, you've got a lot of options for grinds. You can do eggs, you can do D machines, you can do the lunar dragons, what have you. But finding the right one to do for a given seed and having the resources to be able to do it, that is a very different story.
Yeah, so I like Zoe's take on this. So Zoe knows that there's a rude mom bomb fight and doesn't have the moon veil from the Dr. Luge fight. So getting this moon XP and banking that there's a very good chance that that there's enough key items up here for the adamant to be up here. So it's going to get levels, can forge, get Rosa, a super smith weapon. And I think that's probably what V is thinking right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Direwolf is on a similar key item hunt looking for that adamant because he just has not found Pale Dim and is not going to find Pale Dim up here. So if that adamant is in a friendly location, I don't know if behind Calbrenna at the Ribbon Room is a friendly location, but that's what Direwolf is currently chipping away at.
Yeah, I think actually that's one of the better ones to run into with Leviathan and Quake.
Yeah, you've got the AoE damage for it. But it's not there, it's on Valvolus.
Wow, Zoe with the big play on the first pull, gets the adamant, exiting out immediately.
So now you got pick of the litter with that setup. All 5 objectives are available. Which one don't you want to do? I think we all know the answer to that question.
Without having the moon veil, and the mom bomb is definitely the one you don't want to fight.
So it comes back to whether or not he has the levels to handle the Zeromus fight or has a grind available on Earth to get there, but is not going to have to deal with that bomb at all. So that could actually be a good slingshot in position. Like, we might be leading at this point, or close to.
Yeah, Nitsi unfortunately took a wipe there against the mom bomb. Direwolf got through. I didn't see what was in the Ribbon Room.
Spoon and a Dragoon helmet.
Not what you're hoping for, but we got another free fight here. This is a ton of XP for Direwolf.
Yeah, he's not finding the items, but he is finding the grind, so he's got that going for him.
Oh, look at that Kukol shop.
Ooh. You want that defense sword. That is a thing that you want.
Yep, and if you can, get some Zeus gauntlets as well. That makes a Mac Giant grind. If Zoe feels like that V needs a little bit more XP, Zeus gauntlets make Mac Giants pretty free if you throw those on a Cecil.
Yeah, these are some tough shopping decisions you've got to make.
Gets the bow. Bow is nice. He, already have a life staff. Oh, well, Zoe doesn't have the life staff because not taking on the mom bomb. Direwolf got through the officer fight, I believe. He's going to be checking out the Masamune altar as Zoe's heading down to Dr. Luge. Locke going for round 2 against the Mom Bomb.
And this is a bunch of free fights up here. I say that as Karate, the young fight is doing 1,000 with a swing, but Paladin Cecil.
Paladin Cecil. Yep. If you are unaware, Paladin Cecil, after taking a swing on the karate fight, after karate does hit 2 times, can one-shot KO it because it brings Yang back to his senses, just like in the vanilla game. There's the ouch.
Yep. Of course, this is if we have free bosses left on, which we do for this flag set. You can turn that off if you want. You can have to fight that normally if you want.
I know I wouldn't.
Definitely not the Ogopogo spot.
A lot of levels though. Wow, 4 or 5 levels for Direwolf's party. All right, looks like Direwolf is heading out. Gonna probably check the top, get that adamant.
Yeah, and probably not going to have too tough of a time with it. I mean, Valvelus can be a rude fight in general, but we were seeing she has, physical vulnerability, doesn't have enough evade rolls to just dodge everything. And with those extra levels, that's just extra damage per swing.
And Locke is through Mom Bomb. First one on the restream with the crystal, followed closely behind by Nitsi. And should be followed closely behind by Zoe Vermilion. We may have a triple Z fight going.
We very well could be.
Honestly, all 4 of them. I mean, Direwolf's not that far behind, just a Val fight away from Go Mode as well.
Yep, has to go down and do the forge and all that good stuff. So that is extra travel time. But no more fights beyond that point. And, well, might want to do some more fights for grinding, though. Look at those levels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what Locke is thinking. Taking one more behemoth. Although I think that Kaden, Cecil, and Rosa are probably good to go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to try to 3-person this fight with Rosa as your agility anchor, then you're in shape. But I can see that being a bit rough around the edges.
Yeah, Nitsi is in the mid-30s, so coming in, gonna pop Siren, doing the Gold Dragons here. Yeah, and Zoe is pretty close to Z levels as well. Maybe a little short. I mean, it's not that it's impossible, but it does have a Yang with 2,400. Cecil and Kane are probably just right at 2,000 right now.
Yeah, personally, I would like to see the melee fighters all above 2,000. It's a little extra safety, but also it means that you're going to have that strength. But, this is pretty competitive play. This is a pretty difficult flag set. If you feel like you can do it at, low 40s, you go for it.
Absolutely. And it looks like Locke is feeling confident and ready to go back on the blue planet. Crystal in hand, pass in hand. Nitsy's still working on these gold dragons. Needs to make sure the party is up and gonna get the XP. As Direwolf is working through Valvalis, and we've got Locke heading to Troya.
Yep, and as he heads to the castle and then actually to the town, the pass location is in the town. Behind that pass door is one of 500 large number of possible Zeromus sprites.
Yeah, we get some Z flags here in chat letting us know that it is time for the Zeromus fight. He's too big. He's too ugly. We can make him cuter sometimes. But Zeromus is always waiting for us at the end unless you choose a different flag. But for this flag set, Zeromus is waiting. And we like to ask the question of whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Direwolf has obtained that adamant rock, immediately heading back to the blue planet. Locke entering the fight, crystal in hand.
Zoe, doing the Gold Dragon, had to go back up to the moon to get this grind done. Nitsi, meanwhile, heading back to Earth, heading back to the moon. Not quite feeling comfortable with his levels, it looks like. Direwolf cleaning out the inventory.
We are faced with Sigma.
Oh, Sigma. How you plagued my childhood.
Yep, and as Locke is going through this first reasonably nerfed Big Bang, Direwolf did end up having to forfeit the race. It sounds like real-life issues getting in the way, which very much understandable. These competitions are fun. They're a great time for everyone to have, but there are more important things. So unfortunate to come when it did, but GG's nonetheless on at least getting through to go mode on what was a bit of a root seed in various spots.
Yeah, GG's to you, Direwolf. Very well run race. We look forward to seeing you more as the event goes on. I'm sure we'll be seeing you. You ran an excellent race tonight. Fortunately, we do understand real life can get in the way, though. And please make sure you are taking care of yourself, and it sounds like you are. And as expected, though, Locke, not worrying about mages, has Crystal Sword Cecil swinging, has the Green Dragoon jumping.
I feel like you don't see a lot of Green Dragoons across the Final Fantasy franchise. I think it works. I think it's a good color.
Absolutely. Oh, and
That's not a good Big Bang.
No, that was not a good Big Bang at all. Looks like Nitsi is looking for some more XP, went all the way down to the ribbon room. Unfortunately, not the full amount of XP here that you would like. This is one of the higher XP spots in the game. Unfortunately, with these dolls, it's really truncated. Zoe Vermilion, meanwhile, heading back to the blue planet and is possibly going to be heading to Zeromus for Verse fight as well.
Yeah, I was not watching to see the levels on Ver Party, so maybe in a similarly dangerous situation as Locke is in. I think both parties are a bit above where you're like, I need to nerf every single Big Bang or I'm done. But yeah, 1900 HP on Rosa is still a little bit of a danger zone.
What I'm curious is what a Rosa's agility is at.
Yeah, that's probably the bigger danger zone here. As we were saying, agility manipulation is a bit of sorcery, but it is ultimately just math. And knowing those numbers and those breakpoints, being on the wrong side of it can make for a drastically harder fight than being on the right side.
I mean, I consider math to be sorcery as well.
I mean, look, I won't pretend to understand it, so it might as well be.
Panzer Dragoon, the Perseus bow is not in the vanilla FF4. That is from the Game Boy Advance version of FF4. With the Super Smith flag on, it replaces the Excalibur that you normally get from forging with one of the FF4 advanced weapons for the character on C Hero. If you don't have C Hero on and just Super Smith, then you get a random FF4 advanced item.
Yep, and in many cases they are, kind of ultimate weapons for various characters. Things like the Perseus bow is very good. The Lightbringer. There are some other weapons that show up. The Piggy Stick is definitely a thing that exists, as does the Flandango. Scrap metal, of course. So it's the sort of thing that you can't 100% lean on as, giving you a good weapon towards the end of the game, but, it's an objective in this flag set. It's just another little incentive to go for it.
Absolutely, and it's definitely, for the most part, will pay off. Especially if you have Sid.
Oh man, Sid's, some characters get a glow up.
So it looks like we are going to have 3 competing Zeromus fights on screen at the same time. Locke started first, followed by Zoe Vermilion. And then Ditzy will be starting up here soon. And we'll see how our runners decide to tackle this. Nitsy's levels are definitely the lowest of the group.
Yeah, looking a little low. Only one party member above 2,000 HP. But, I mean, if you have the manipulation and you understand this fight well enough, you can do this as low as 1,200.
Yep, there are a number of different ways to tackle a Zeromus fight. 1,200 strats are a thing. I'm not going to begin to explain what those are. I know they require a lot of J items and a lot of money that we don't have available to us.
Yeah, I don't imagine those are particularly viable, but they do exist.
Yep, but one common strategy for a lot of runners is the Tri-Zerk strat, where you get 3 hard hitters like Zoe Vermilion has, and just berserk them all up and let them go to town.
Or you can go with the strategy that Locke is currently leaning towards, which is just the good old power couple. Cecil and Rosa, enough levels and gear, that can be all you need.
That's how I beat a lot of my vanilla runs. Just use Cure 4, heal up after the Big Bang, and let Cecil keep on going. So yeah, it'll come down to now how well our runners can take care of this. If Locke just maintains this, it'll be kind of similar to how Zoe got through the Leviathan fight with the Drain Sword on Kane, just berserked. As long as Locke has enough ethers to allow Rosa to keep berserking and cure 4ing Cecil, it shouldn't have an issue. We'll get through this fight. Zoe has 3 healthy berserkers just chonking away at the Sigmas. And we have Nitzy, who's going to have to really rely on nerfing to get through this fight. see here what we got. I have no idea. I've not been counting any numbers. I hope somebody has been. Our runners, maybe.
I would hope the runners are keeping track of their own fights. Looks like Nitzy is trying to do these nerfs using some of those Thor rages from the starter kit, which it works. It will draw the counter.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we need. Just a nice quick item, a quick release. Ooh, was that a real high Big Bang for Zoe?
It's looking that way, but not so high that it knocked her party out. So able to keep going.
Those are rocks on both. Oh, we have dueling rocks between Locke and Zoe.
Ooh, Nitzy took a hard Big Bang though, so is in strong recovery mode. But will Locke get the damage out, or will Zoe? It is going to be Zoe.
Both of them. They both finished at pretty much the same time. Get your GGs in chat for Locke and Zoe. We will have times and places here shortly as we are joined by Zoe Vermillion. GGs.
Hi.
So that was a seed, huh?
That was a seed and a half.
Yeah, once we saw it was a hook route, and that early crystal sword, I said to Solaris, I said, I'm really glad I'm not racing this one.
Yeah, so with my struggles early with the Wyvern and the struggle with Kainatsu, real early on, I was kind of resigned to, like, okay, I'm already at a disadvantage in a massive race. So let's have fun with it and let's just see how well I can do. Which should be pretty obvious, I suppose.
Oh yeah. Drain Sword Kane with a Berserk on him, and we were wondering if you took a coffee break, set the controller down, or anything like that during that.
What did I do? I put the controller down for sure, and I think I was just like clicking back and forth between various guides. I think I watched a YouTube video. Just kind of waiting for it to end there. My logic behind that was actually okay. So the first time I went in, that didn't go well. I really don't want to leave to go find a curse string or lit arrows or really anything that's going to make this more trivial and waste time doing that and then still maybe suffer through it. I have a guaranteed solution here. It's gonna take a while, but might as well.
Yeah, and that was a rude fight. A couple of the other restream runners had some issues as well. Direwolf actually did get through it in one go, but Locke had a couple of wipes. You had one wipe, and I think Nitzy also had one as well. So not as easy as I thought it would be with that crystal sword swinging. So GG's on getting through it. Like I said, I'm glad I didn't have to go to.
Yeah, like anything, like a curse string or lit arrows. But obviously, like I didn't look that hard for a curse string. I didn't do much shopping at all. I'd never bought any further life potions or any curatives, so that made for an exciting seed. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I would have finished well sooner, just based off my routing, because I saw the water hag at the top of Keyless Tower and go, all right, cool, that's what I would normally do. But considering how long that just took me, I should probably try something different, and I should have stuck with my guns.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was because, you and I have talked in interviews before about Keyless Tower, and, I do know that you like the Keyless Tower play, and so it was really interesting to see you route it, around it. It did pay off by finding the tower key eventually, but the tower key ended up being an Artemis bow at the bottom of Luca.
Okay, yeah. So I had left the save there to consider going into Sealed Cave, and then ultimately decided against it. Pulling the Adamant was kind of a lucky bonus. I was struggling to think of how I was going to get experience, and so I was like, let me just go kill whoever's at the Pale Dim Altar. Maybe I'll get the Adamant, it's fine. Because what I was really wanting would have been a Crystal Ring to really fix Rose's agility, get me to 28 breakpoint. And so I get it, and I was like, all right, cool. No Crystal Ring. At that point, I was just like, as much experience as we can, get Cecil to 2400 HP, and then go in with, a prayer and no curatives.
Well, it worked out for you.
Barely, but it did.
You got through that seed. That's working out for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is up there with some of the most strenuous Z fights I've done. I probably would have forfeited a while ago if I weren't on restream, but because I'm absolutely going to run, a 5th qualifier to bump this one off of my scores, because I'm not proud of this time. But I wanted to make sure that people got the content they come here for. Ever the pusher for content, and I don't mind playing out a seed that's treated me poorly. So I hope everyone enjoyed.
Well, you did run a really good race. It was long chains, unfortunately, for everybody. So you and Locke finished 3 seconds apart. That's, really, really tight race, though. As always, you are a fantastic runner, Zoe. We look forward to seeing more of you. Huffin, do you have anything else for Zoe?
No, nothing else to say except GG. I'm surprised where you landed in the overall pack. I'm surprised anyone was able to get through this substantially faster. This was a very rude seed, and you ran it pretty well.
So just before I head out, for people when they finally do look at the final times on the RaceBot site, ask yourself how Pancraz got through this seed in 1 hour and 16 minutes.
Dang.
I was barely out of I was barely underground by that point. I don't know what happened. Pancraz, there's a reason he won the last tournament. Pancakes is great. And GG's to Locke, 3 seconds. That's much closer than our Lally Hill League Swiss race was. And I always enjoy facing off against Locke and Nancy for that matter. But I'll let Locke have the floor here. So everyone have a great night, and I will see y'all probably tomorrow morning is when I'm going to be racing again, because we have an 11 a.m. qualifier. So.
All right, looking forward to that.
GG, Zoe. And that was Zoe Vermillion, our 43rd place finisher tonight.
Yep, and so we do have Locke here in the booth as well. Hello, Locke.
What a seed.
I feel like that is the overall sentiment, yes.
Yeah. Fun fact, this is my 2nd seed of this flag set over. Just going straight in this time for the tournament.
Excellent running then. This was very well run, honestly. For the rudeness that was given to you and the other restream runners, you did an excellent job.
I've noticed in both seeds, both qualifiers I've done so far, everything goes kind of okay. Once I get to the end and I'm just either doing a grind for Zeromus or figuring out something, that's when something starts going wrong. That's usually when something starts going wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we had a lot of good grind options really available to us. You had those 2 sirens total. Tackling those behemoths was honestly a pretty smart play. You had that crystal sword, you had the equipment to make those fights pretty fast. But yeah, it's just the complete lack of moon, really. Kind of avoiding those big XP splashes.
Yeah. But yeah, if I had just done what I did the second time against Mom Bomb, just gone out and saved, would have saved what?
Yeah, about 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah.
Probably longer than that, honestly, because I had to do the grind again. So
yeah, I've been in that situation myself. It really does hurt to run into that.
And then the high roll on Rose on the 1-0 misfight, that sucked.
Oh,
I was expecting that 2300.
Yeah, we saw that pop up, and it's like, oh, that hurt here in the booth.
Yeah, that's one of those no, there's no recovering from that. You got a berserk Cecil, there's no recovering from that.
Yeah, this was a seed that did not want you to walk away easy. It wanted to make sure you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, it was rough. Who was the boss at the Pale Dim altar that was holding the adamant?
Valvelus.
Oh, I'm glad I ignored that. Cool.
It was surprisingly doable for our runners that did approach it. Direwolf and Zoe both took it, but yeah, Valvelus, you're always happy to not fight Val in the scene.
Yeah, I'll go do something else.
Yeah.
I'd almost prefer that Mom Bomb there. Or the Dr. Lugay fight that nearly killed me too.
Well, and Zoe, did the Val fight without the Moon Veil, so hadn't beaten Dr. Luge yet. So that was a really interesting choice, and to just be the only moon check that Zoe did. So
yeah. But otherwise, like, I like the flag set. The no J items is definitely interesting, I will say. Trying to figure out how to get these early bosses dead quick enough, like all Gauntlet and Mount Ordeals that took 10 minutes, it felt like.
I mean, yeah. It's easy to forget what items count as J items when you're running this and thinking, oh no, I got this one safety, it'll be out there somewhere. Nope, not an option.
yeah, you like I said, so you're enjoying the flag set. This is your second one, you said. How are you feeling about this format for the qualifiers?
Since I've done the same for A Link to the Past rando for the last tournament there, it's familiar to me. So I know as long as I do well enough, I'm fine. Just I don't have to be like top of the pack, way up there. I just have to pretty much stay consistent, stay doing what I'm doing pretty much.
Well, it's working for you. Like I said, you were the first of our restream runners to be underground. So GG's to you on that. Even with the little bit rough Leviathan fight, you had a couple of wipes there, but you still got through it. That was way ruder than it appeared on paper with that Rosa agility really messing with everybody.
Yeah, that was something else. I wasn't expecting that agility there. I was like, when I got to the end, I think she was at 24 without the heroine robe and then 39 with it. So it's like, what? This is awkward. Like, this is just awkward.
I mean, up here in the booth, we were talking before any of you went underground, like, what could be the rudest thing to encounter on that hook route? And we were like, there's plenty of rude things, but we have a crystal sword. We should be fine. We were not fine. And for that, we apologize.
Yeah, that hurt. I wasn't expecting that to hurt so much, but, oh boy.
We did have a couple members in the chat really hoping that Demas had the Magna Key, though.
That would have been funny, because I was definitely going to wait till afterwards to check that, but that would have been funny.
Well, are you planning to do any of the qualifiers tomorrow, or what are you feeling for the next ones?
What time is it tomorrow?
It is 11 a.m. Eastern, I believe.
Nope. Fair enough. That is 8 a.m. Pacific for me. I'm good.
Yep.
I'll be asleep.
I will.
Nope.
I will be able to watch maybe the second half of it myself.
I will miss the entire thing. That's about the time I go to bed, honestly. So I'm gonna miss that completely.
Well, we do have the 5 p.m. Eastern one as well, I believe, tomorrow.
Oh, there's 2 tomorrow. Oh.
Yes.
Indeed, there are.
Do I want to wake up for that? I could knock it out and get it out of the way. We'll see. We'll see how I feel.
Well, either way, we look forward to seeing more from you. I know you did pretty well in the Fabul. Sorry, not in the Lally Ho League.
I could have taken out D if I just stuck to the framework. I could have done it. I'm still mad at that, and then dying to Yang with like 8 health. I was just like 8. If Yang had survived that one hit, would have taken out the Fey March, would have beaten Dia. But it's all good. Yeah, thanks for having me on the restream. Thanks for the restream. I appreciate it. Always a lot of fun.
Thank you for volunteering to be restreamed. We can't do it without you putting on a good show for us.
Yeah, I'm glad me and Zoe finished within 3 seconds. That's great. Like, I love that.
Yeah, it got very exciting for us all the way through. So, GG's again to Locke.
Yeah, GG's. I'm going to go get some dinner, so thank you again.
Yep. And we will see you next time.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Have a good one.
So yeah, that was Locke, our second finish here on the restream and 44th overall in this pool of 74, I think it was 70-something runners.
74.
Okay. Nitzy, did take another stab at that Zeromus fight. This a big bang again. Kind of knocking his party all the way down. So coming up here, tackling some behemoths to finally get some more levels on.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely one of the, with this party, again, Crystal Sword Cecil makes a number of grinds really viable. These behemoths are, they're not hitting that hard. Cecil's making really short work of them. So these aren't going to take that long.
And as we were saying, like the grind options, like there's not a whole lot of them. This one, you don't actually need anything special. Once you can get up to the moon, these are the guaranteed encounters. They're off by default with this flag set, but if you turn encounters on, step on that tile, you're getting a behemoth. So you at least know that you have these couple of fights available for you no matter what.
Yeah, and Nitsy's checking out party, making sure Rosa's got Cure 4, making sure Rosa's got enough HP. It looked like she does. She's around 45. I think he's probably ready to take another stab at this one. Gonna be heading back, has the pass in hand. We've already seen him take a couple of cracks at it. He knows that Sigma is just waiting for him and mocking him, and he wants to, knock him down. So while we're waiting on Nitsy to get his Zeromus fight up and going again, we do want to shout out, with the event going, highway to the Zemus Zone, we do have more qualifiers, as we were saying in the interview. We have another one tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, here on the Free Enterprise channel, and another one at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to hopefully get more turnouts, get another 4 people up here, putting on a show for everybody. Yep, we have 15 in total. This is just qualifier number 3.
Yep, and if I'm remembering the rules right, runners just have to complete 4 out of however many they want to partake in or are able to partake in. And we've tried to organize things so that it encourages you to play more of these qualifiers, get your best times up, put your best foot forward. But of course, if someone is able to do every single one of them, it's not going to be like an advantage over just doing the 4 and putting those times in. So, we've seen a little bit of like routing experimentation, like folks taking little gambles here and there to try and squeeze out a little better time. And that's made for a pretty exciting race tonight.
And also, if you've been watching tonight and maybe you're new and you're like, oh, I'd like to get into this, we do have the Free Enterprise Discord so that we can get you, started. You can get information. You can start talking with people. You can also still join this event. Signups are still available to, join the event all the way up until August 30th. So if you've, been watching, you want to get some practicing done, then sign up for the event still.
All right, this will be Ditsy's 3rd crack at Zeromus. Few extra levels thrown on his party. We'll see if that makes the difference.
And as Antonio was pointing out here in the chat, we did have multiple signups as of today. So it's not too late to get involved, get to, looking in the community, start learning the flags, start learning the race, and you can get in here. And you are right, Hupfin, this is Nitsy's 3rd attempt, so we will see what he can do. Man, this sprite, this Sigma sprite, is is really, like getting to me. number of these sprites are done by the wonderful Scala Kitty, who takes ideas, people, throw at her, and she somehow makes this magic happen. There's, at least 500 sprites that could be in the Sigma one ripped right out of Mega Man X. It's just, it's fantastic looking.
Yeah, and we like to ask all these existential questions about if the Zeromus sprite is cute, if it's scary, if it has a butt, and the nature thereof. There's so much variety in the sprites that are available that these are legitimate questions. I mean, you could ponder the existential nature of Pong, if that's what comes up, that's a way to spend your Friday night.
That is a way, and I know earlier in chat I didn't get a chance to comment on it because of the action we had going on. Somebody was calling for one of our runners to beat the Sigma virus as Palom was casting virus on Sigma. But here we go. We've got Zerker Cecil going. We've got Silk Web coming out. I'm not sure what Rose's gear loadout is.
Is it enough to survive a nuke? It's not.
No.
So whatever the gear setup is, it's not nuke survival gear.
Not, and that could have just been a high roll. Yeah, it very well could have been a high roll. But doing Nitsy's holding Palom there to make sure that Rosa will be able to live through the nerf Big Bang so that she can get some cures up. Got an elixir coming out.
Oh yes, he did buy those elixirs fairly early on, once we found them. And, classic end of a JRPG. You've got all these high potency, high value items. Use them. They're not good. You can't take them with you. Use them.
Absolutely. Throw them even if they don't make sense.
If that one elixir is what gives you the MP or the HP to pick the party back up from a near wipe, then that is gil well spent.
I think Pancras just told us in chat how we, completed the seed in an hour 16. Meanwhile, we've still got this going. Party's looking healthy though. Berserkers are running.
Yeah, these are pretty comfortable numbers.
So if you are not familiar with the Zeromus fight, what we're looking at here, we have Kane and Cecil Berserk. One of the mechanics in the vanilla game is Zeromus has 120,000 HP total. Around the 45,000 mark, he counters direct damage with an HP refill.
Yep. Because while he has 120,000 HP, it's really staggered in 2 bits, just because numbers can only get so big on a SNES.
Yep, so if there are ways you can avoid the counter, that's why reflect strats are a thing in Final Fantasy IV. You can avoid counter attacks by reflecting spells onto your opponent, onto the boss. Zeromus is not immune to that. So if you reflect damage onto Zeromus, you can skip that HP refill and only have to deal with half the health. With these Berserkers, though, unfortunately, that is constant direct damage.
Yeah, if we had found more mages than melee fighters, that would be the sort of thing that our runners could really take advantage of and cut this fight down, as said, in half, if not more so. But Instead, this party really did lean towards this berserked melee approach. But hey, you get these reflected nukes. That's good luck. That's damage avoided. That's a nerf. You love to see it.
Absolutely, and especially with the party coming along, this is looking really cozy for Nidzi.
Yeah, I mean, still one missed nerf or anything like that. It can still go pear shaped, but this is looking much better.
Yeah, we're doing roughly 5,000 to 6,000 around with this, with this Kane and Cecil combo. Waiting on the big bang.
Oh, and that hit pretty hard, but not too hard.
Yeah, I think that's probably the result Nidzi expected there.
Yep. And a single Cure 4 does pick everybody back up, so you can't be too mad.
Yeah, here's the black hole. This wipes out all the positive buffs for your team. So the berserk has fallen off. Gonna have to spend a little MP with Rosa to get the boys swinging again. There are the fallen rocks, however. That means that we got the last 12,000 HP here to go. See if we can get some dodges, get these berserkers going again to finish this out for Nidzi. Well,
nice set of dodges again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, while Meteor is not as strong as Big Bang, it is coming out every single turn for Zeromus. He's just spamming it. He apparently has 9,999,999 MP.
He's a boss. Bosses don't care about MP. This isn't Final Fantasy VI.
But there's the boom. Sigmamus is down for Nidzi. We'll get some official time in here. Get your GGs in chat, and we'll see if Nidzi wants to join us for an interview. And that ding means that he's here. GGs.
Thank you.
How are you feeling about that seed?
I feel like I could have played it 1,000 times better than what I did. It is.
I mean, the seed wasn't doing you any favors. Let's be honest.
No, trying to find cure potions without really going off the path, finding cabins, without going off the beaten path, and just kind of struggling through. I hate Stalemen. Going forward, they will be my mortal enemies.
That's a fair mortal enemy to have, I dare say.
I share that sentiment.
Yeah, I was just trying to get cheeky there. I thought I could save myself a little bit of time, but I know that put me behind to begin with, and just some errors that sort of cobbled from there. I realized I was probably too low of a level to go into Z the first time, but I only got about 57,000 experience from dolls at Ribbon Room, and I was sort of left out of options before I remembered about the old behemoth grind, because yeah, I had no real other options that I wanted to entertain at that point.
Yeah, the behemoth grind was a popular one on the restream. Everybody popped the siren for gold dragons, and then went in and started doing behemoths. That crystal sword really lends into that. I felt like, and it definitely paid off for everybody on stream.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought about holding off, and then in my mind I said, Nitsi, what if the pink tail turns into a pistol sword and you can go burst? So I took the Battlecraft, went over, and rolled a 1% apparently. So thanks, Solaris, for helping me out a little bit there.
Yeah, that seemed to be a common thing. Three of the four runners all turned that in immediately, and Direwolf unfortunately didn't turn it in until after the hook route, and he still did really well to get through it though, doing some Castle Evelyn stuff. So, but you were also the first one to clear the Dr. Luge. Everybody else avoided it their first trip down into the Fey March, and you only had to make one trip down there.
Yeah, I felt good after that, and then I sort of felt bad just falling behind, dying to demist and all those shenanigans there. I knew that cost me some time overall, but I learned from it. There's some more qualifiers. I'm hoping to get into at least one more, if not more, to try and get better. But I just wanted to shout out to you, Bad Karma, and to you, Radio Hupman. Thanks for doing all this. Thanks for Solaris for making everything work on stream, and Elias for clicking the buttons, and for everybody in chat, because without you, it's just me sitting here watching the end, basically.
Well, thank you for choosing to be restreamed. You did a heck of a job. We do have 2 qualifiers tomorrow, one at 11 a.m. Eastern, one at 5 p.m. Eastern. Are you planning to come out for either of those?
I'm hoping to make the 5 o'clock one, but life sometimes gets in the way, so we'll see what happens.
Well, that is also my plan as well. So I'll see you in the field, hopefully.
Hope so. Thank you all again, and I hope everybody has a good evening.
Yeah,
Or day.
GG's.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it looks like that will do it for us tonight. Quite the race, quite the seed to witness.
Yep. And if you are curious for the format we are doing for these qualifiers, the amount of points our runners get is based on the top 6. Our top 6 runners tonight were X Pancraz, a Woobear, Pyre, Dekar Smash, Sentient Flatbread, and Plumarionite. GG's to those 6 for setting the average to base how many points our runners will be getting from the qualifier. Excellently done by you guys. You've been killing it so far in these qualifiers.
Yeah, there are some incredibly formidable players in this event, and looking forward to see how they handle the upcoming runs, and more than likely where they land as we get into the round of 64 and 32 and start getting up into those higher final stages of the bracket.
Yep. And while our broadcast here on Free Enterprise is over, the race is done. This isn't the end of Free Enterprise. We are going to be kicking over to Apex Corvid. He's doing some ZZ4 practice. So if you liked the race that you were watching, want to see some more of it, want to see somebody, being able to, explain what's going on, all that, Apex is a very good runner. Made it to the top 32 in the last event. So give him some cheers. Please make sure you are not spoiling this race for anybody. We want to avoid spoilers for anybody who wants to watch this back. I'd like to thank Solaris and Elias for restreaming and tracking, and thank you, Hupfin. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely, same to you, Bad Karma, and thank everybody here for watching, and have a good evening.